Hey, what's up, Construct? How's it going? Well, I appreciate that. Cool, cool. See you when you get back. Just hunting down a pen at the moment. Yes, definitely alive. Hey, what's up, Drake? I've been watching advice short vids for a while now. Found them to be quite helpful. Love the builds, the time. You find the live stream a good insight for how long it takes to prep a game. Nice, that's awesome, Drake. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Let's get things rolling here. See if I remember what all these buttons do. Do that. Hey, look. Off to the races. And that, at the same time, Drake, that's also how long it can take, right? I'm always hesitant to say, like, this is how... All I can really say is this is how I do it. Which in some ways is a really crazy way to do it that I wouldn't recommend to everybody else to do. But, you know. All right. Here we are with another daily encounter stream. Daily in spirit. Connor, thank you. Member for 13 months. I appreciate that. That is super cool. I'm glad you didn't forget to send it. So we are woefully out of date, but that's okay. We'll add on new days here and there, with the goal being that probably by the end of the month we'll be all caught up. If you haven't been to one of these streams before, the idea is to be here daily, and it's almost like a little D&D devotional time. We've got these 4 or 5 lines here, and using prompts that I have on the back covers, we basically just kind of create some small useful bit of encounter with a couple of tables and some ideas, whatever comes to mind. It's really meant to be sort of an encounter idea generator more than it is a bespoke, complete, 100% done encounter, if that makes sense. So you'll get it as we go if you haven't seen one of these before. No, that's awesome, Connor. Yeah. Well, and I've got something about this. I'll share it at the end of stream. But yeah, I've been busy. So let's start with a prompt. We'll do the back of the book because it's the right page. And we've got a 46. 46 gives us feelings of euphoria. Feelings of euphoria. Now, there's nothing concrete about where this phrase takes us. It can be anything. Feeling, could be romantic feelings. Could be a kind of a Bonnie and Clyde situation, maybe. That could be kind of fun. I don't think I've ever had a Bonnie and Clyde in my game before. Ooh, the poppies from Wizard of Oz. Yeah, it could be, you know, it could be a feel. It could be we could take the feelings of and spin that off into more of like kind of trap territory, or maybe even flowers specifically, maybe different types of flowers and natural growth that has some sort of detrimental effect, maybe a positive effect even. Things could be positive. Sometimes the effects can be positive. Flowers of emotion. Yeah. Flowers of emotion. Or maybe that and then some. Maybe that and then some. Okay, I'm feeling that idea. Flowers, exotic flowers and growth. Wild emotion. Oh no. I feel like that would be coming from a wizard in particular, be pretty dangerous. Okay. So I'll give us an initial prompt here. What's somebody called? Is it it wouldn't be a botanist, right? It'd be like a florist if they're collecting sort of fauna and like nature. I mean, I guess it could be a florist specifically, but botanist still works. That's kind of what I was leaning towards. Certainly a naturalist. All right. First table. I think there's going to be 3. Just as a heads up. That's where I'm leaning for on this one. The traveling botanist had flowers from everywhere. Like, so my thought process here is we start with maybe a 6 or 8 long table that is exotic places, maybe not strictly speaking like a plane, but like someplace wild on that plane, right? We'll take it a little bit further. So rather than let's just say you know, it's not the Shadowfell, but the Dark Keep on the Shadowfell, right? Beaches of the Forgotten Empire. Love that. The Feywild is used a lot with any sort of exotic nature stuff, but again, playing off the location, what if it's like, what's a good word for like the rift, like the veil? It's like the veil between, right? You know, the bleed. I like that. It's like no man's land, or it's like the Elven Springs is cool. Maybe it's going to be a 666. Hey, it's 411-6 anyway, right? Might be 3d6s. That's what I'm leaning toward. Could go sort of, you know, Breath of the Wild. I guess it wasn't Breath of the Wild. What was the second one? The Tears of the Kingdom style, like flowers that grow on like floating islands. Like, so maybe we could take this Elven Springs idea, and the Dreams of Gods. Maybe it could be like a floating elven city. But Dreams of Gods specifically, that's a really cool idea. Yeah. I kind of like just like God's dream. As like a capitalized one word. When you're not sure of how to give importance to something in your fantasy world, just mash the words together, capitalize it, make it a thing, and then act like everybody knows what it is, and it's instant intrigue. Or maybe it's just me, because it works for me because I'm easy like that. All right, let's do one more. We have... Hey, what's up, Pale? So the traveling botanist had flowers from everywhere. Like the Dark Keep on the Shadowfell. We have the beaches of the Forgotten Empire. We have the edge of the Feywild Bleed. Love that one. The floating elven city. The God's Dream. Maybe it's the... Maybe it's like the back of a creature. Maybe it's like a... We could certainly have a walking mountain, right? The back of a walking giant, maybe? Could be a creature. Shell of the World Turtle. What is that? What's that lore from? The World Turtle's a thing. Okay. So we have our 6. All right, here's how we'll mix it up. So, second table. So, the traveling botanist has flowers from everywhere, these crazy exotic flowers. And this one is, it either has the effect of, so we're going to do 2 lists, probably 6 deep. And this first one is specifically what we started talking about with like the feeling of, or sort of the magical effect of. So we're going to give it 2 properties. And the first one's going to be some sort of a change to your sort of mental situation. So it either has the effect of, it could be, you know, joy, happiness, excitement. I kind of like the idea of paranoia. Or what's like different types of paranoia? I'm going to start with paranoia. Despair. Could do despair. What about what about just like confidence, right? Could be overconfidence. Maybe there's a better word than that, but some sort of a, you know, maybe it's just overconfident. So not, nothing like sleep or, quickness. Right? What was our prompt again? Feelings of euphoria. What about like a waking dream state? Joy, anger, sorrow, fear, surprise, disgust, rebirth. That's kind of interesting. I'm going to throw rebirth on here. Ooh, jealousy. Not bad. So it's called lucid, lucid dreaming. Big envy. Okay, we'll do envy. It's more interesting than just plain old greed. Nostalgia's good too, yeah. Just tricky in a functional game context, but I love the idea. Maybe that can come into play in the second one. Yeah, that's true. Well, maybe we'll start with that one then. All right. Third and final table starting here. To recap, the traveling botanist has flowers from everywhere, crazy places. And one of those flowers has either the effect of, we have things like paranoia, despair, confidence, rebirth, or it does harm by ... So this could be more overt forms of harm. It could be more psychological. I actually like the idea of nostalgia as a negative. Which would be it consumes nostalgia. Shatters like glass. Like it explodes. Perpetual sadness. Manifest fear. Oh, that's a cool one, Data. Yeah. Feelings of euphoria. So there can certainly be like a positive or like a negative of that euphoria positive, right? What's that? Could be one of those things where there's like a clinical thing for this, but where you become desensitized to pain, like you don't feel pain. Which is super dangerous. Sensory overload. Say the flower's like a rose, and if poke gives you the effect of scarecrow's fear. CIP. Okay. Scarecrow hallucinations that cause fear. Maybe it's like a kind of like in Sphere, like you manifest a fear. I'm gonna do fear manifestation. I like that idea. Consumes, brings. Could be something perhaps with like lack of focus or like attention span. You know, something where you can't what's Black Mercy do? Drake, I'm not familiar with that. Slowed perception? Or just like slowed down entirely? I like it. Okay, so if my hypothesis is correct, I can do a few rolls here and end up with some cool stuff. So let's do a few. Let's see what we get. Got a 4, a 1, and a 2. So, traveling botanist is flowers from everywhere, exotic places. For instance, the floating elven city. And they have a flower that has the effect of triggering paranoia, and it's particularly sharp and is known to just sort of like shatter. So combining those ideas, elven city, paranoia, shatter, This feels like, whatever the name is, this feels like a defensive perimeter type of flower. This feels like something in the floating elven city that would almost be on the periphery and would do a couple of things. Like, one would cause like immediate fear of where you're going, but also on proximity could, like, the closer you get, the more dangerous it gets. Black Mercy is a parasitic plant-like alien species that traps a host in comatose state. Oh, that's a neat idea, Drake. I like that. Thanks for explaining it. Never heard that before. I'll have to look it up. 5, 6, and 4. Traveling botanist at flowers from everywhere. Crazy exotic places like the God's Dream. Presumably a place where the gods dream. And it does all sorts of things. One effect that it has is envy. And it also does particular harm by numbing pain. So this feels like it's a flower found in the God's Dream. It's like a particularly sort of vain. It's like a flower that sprouts in the garden of some god that's kind of all about, envy and greed. And a flower like that, combining numbing pain with envy, could, I would think, almost like those two ideas together almost creates like a shadow of the player, right? It's not even them anymore, but it's like a version of them chasing some horrible envy. It's like creating a Death Knight out of whole cloth, right? Like I could see that, especially with its connection to the God's Dream. It's like it's doing a little bit more than just influencing you. It could actually create something. Let's see, 6, 6, 2. How about a 6, 2, 6? Just trying to not reuse. Hey, what's up, Noel? The traveling botanist has flowers from everywhere, exotic places, like the back of a walking mountain. This particular flower from the back of a walking mountain has the effect of incredible despair and slowed perception. So this feels like it's kind of what you're talking about with almost Black Mercy, except instead of it being a perfect hallucinated reality on your deepest desires, it's exactly the opposite. It's taking a nightmare and sort of slowing you down in that one single thought, which could be a fun session, spending time in somebody's like manifestation of one horrible thought. Sounds like a nightmare, but could totally work. Just making sure that we don't have either of these. Okay, cool. Traveling botanists, flowers from everywhere, exotic places like the beaches of the Forgotten Empire. The flowers it has from there have the effect of granting you lucid dreaming, as well as manifesting your fears. So this is a waking nightmare type of thing. So the beaches of the Forgotten Empire, maybe it's like a memory thing. It's sort of like Inception, right? Where it's actually taken from these sort of waking nightmare states. What would you ever want to do with that type of flower? Love it. I think we call this one Don't Smell the Flowers. Cool. Well, great. Like I said, we'll play catch up. We'll get there back on a regular schedule. Probably by the end of this month, we'll get all caught up. So I've been away for a week for a good reason. I've been in the lab been cooking, been working. And it's because of this stream that I've been doing that. So we started this, on a whim there on 9/26. So just 2 months ago, two months and change. And it was just the stupid little thing drawn on a Post-it. Knock, knock, it's me, the goblin, outside. We created, this little thing here, and then just kind of took off from there. We've been, for the most part, hitting day by day, sometimes doing 2 or 3 to catch up, but for the most part, this has been a fun idea, generating lots of fun discussion. Like you guys said, there's a place in the Discord where it's happening now, which is super cool. So I made something. I made this. It's a zine. It's technically it's 2 books put together. This is on my shop right now, and basically taking these ideas, taking this process that has excited me so much and that we've been having so much fun with, and turned it into a set of things that basically, in this case, 10 monster encounters in this one, and then the one on the back are 10 sort of mysterious encounters. And I had a lot of fun making it. Obviously, I made it sort of a frenzy, sort of a craze over the past couple of weeks. That's kind of what I've been up to. It's what I've been busy with. But I think it's pretty neat. I'll show you guys what they look like. This is actually the banded together version. But it's 2 books right now. And I think I'll keep making more based on inspiration drawn from this sort of stream. And you'll notice it has a lot of similarities to what we've been doing. It takes a lot of inspiration from that. Oh, there's the fun goblin in a barrel on the back. So kind of went nuts with kind of my doodling. But here at the front, got D100 monster motivations to start. So kind of like the book has. And then basically taking a spread. So here's the original knock knock concept with the goblin at the door, and breaks it down into tables and then gives some sample rolls. This is basically what we kind of discovered together here on this stream. There's also some extra bonus stuff down here if you roll for stuff like that. So there are 10. So you can also roll for a random encounter. These are all based off of stuff we've done here on stream. Basically, I just cracked it open, expanded on it. Connor, thank you very much. Today, I'll send them out right away. Yeah, and then it's got another separate D100 list there at the back. And then, so this one is monster encounters, and this one is mysterious encounters. They're sort of bucketed into different things. Sometimes it's 3 tables. Most of the time it's 2 D12 tables. And I just think it is the most fun I've had coming up with and brainstorming ideas in a long while. So it's all put together by me. I've never tried a zine before, but I like the idea of this thing being lo-fi. I print it, I cut it, staple it. It's all my illustrations and writing, certainly with ideas from the stream baked in. So thanks for being excited about it. We're going to keep doing this stuff, obviously. I'm not going to change the encounter streams. Most of what my time has been these past couple weeks is figuring out the format that works, because the whole idea is that it's something that I can keep going with, as we keep exploring these ideas. No. It's not even a crappy version necessarily. Construct. It's just a different, right? Like I like that there's multiple ways to explore this, and this feels like the smallest version of an idea that I would feel comfortable making and selling and shipping to people. So I'm sure I'll keep talking about it some more. I've got some videos that I need to make talking about how to use it, because I think that's where it gets really exciting. In fact, like while we're here, let me just let's see. We'll do the yellow. We'll do the yellow since that's the original, and then of course we need a proper D10 to test it out with. So, 4. All right. For that, we'll go to 4. So this one's called Where Are You Taking Us? And you'll see like some parallels to how we have done these streams. What a beautiful day, perfect for a lovely walk. All of a sudden, the party is scooped up by a surprise threat without warning. Soon enough, they find out they were grabbed because reason. We have 2 tables here, D12 surprise threat and D12 reason. And so we can basically roll on that. Like I said, it's sort of taken inspiration from something we had here, and really sort of expands it into something that I think has a lot of utility. So if we were to roll, Pale, have I made a purchasable PDF? So these are available. It's both. Basically, it's a printed version that you also get the digital for. So these books are digital on my shop page as well. So, rolling here with a 6 and an 11. Let's see, is that one of my... Okay. So, that means that all of a sudden the party is scooped up by a mechanical claw. Without warning. Soon enough, they find out that they were grabbed because a rift began opening. So you could take this one of a couple different ways, right? The claw could be pulling them into the rift, or it could be saving them from the rift, rather than it being a rift that's opening as harm. It's going to be like a kind inventor, sort of dwarven inventor that's saving them, perhaps because it's the dwarven fight that's happening beyond the rift. So yeah, over here with the roll numbers included, I've got usually 4 or 5 or 6 example rolls and kind of what I would do with that idea. And then there's some extra little tweaks at the bottom of each page that make things a little bit more complicated. But yeah, so make a video and a short promoting the zine and the stream all at once. I mean, you guys will, I'm sure, get sick of hearing about these, but super excited about it. Excited to see what people think. And oh, thanks, Ashley. Ashley knows more than anybody. I've been sleeplessly, tirelessly working on these. But now that we have the format, now that we have the function of stuff, I'm excited to iterate on them and do more. That's true. We can get new stickers. In fact, I think some of my doodles from this project might even make their way into stickers. So yes, more stickers are definitely possible. Maybe once I get a few of these 2-packs out the door and get some feedback from folks and refine it and start to improve the process. I've already gone through about 3 iterations of it in the past couple of weeks. So very, very exciting. Colorize them. Colorizing will be fun. There's some that I want to make into STLs, which is something that I want to play around with too. But what's up, Elder? Yes, done, did, made. This is, it's a 2-pack. There's 2 books in it. The one in the front is Monster Encounters. The one in the back is Mysterious Encounters. And it's basically completely inspired by these streams and the kind of way that encounter design has been happening. So it's up on my store, my shop right now. If you do !shop, I think that should give you the link. I should have done that earlier. Thanks, Construct. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited to keep going because this set of like this structure and the way that the tables form and the way that the sort of the Mad Lib style encounter design, the way it all works really fits with the way I like to brainstorm. And so I'm excited to find a way to keep pushing that idea and hopefully keep making more of these. So that's true. Ashley does know her way around a coloring book. So anyway, that's what I've been up to. Now that it's done and dusted, I'll be back to normal, regular stream time. I'm sure I'll talk more about the process and what I've figured out. And, well, you guys will see me making it, I'm sure, a bunch on stream too. So yeah, thanks everybody for the kind words, for the support, for buying it. Appreciate it. You're doing something similar to Elder? That's awesome. I honestly, like, I have been sleeping on tables and the value that they have from a brainstorming perspective for a while. And I think what cracked it for me was making them for myself. Like writing the tables rather than relying on other tables. So yeah, excited to keep on pushing on it. So yeah, I should be on this afternoon. Not sure what the stream's going to be, but I'll be on this afternoon. I should be on playing a game tonight. So catch you guys soon. Catch you guys later. Thanks again. Promise I won't disappear. I have no plans to disappear for a week anytime soon again. Yep. See you guys.